Hello there everyone, it's TIJ Toby and welcome back to another FM18 team guide on the Football Manager 18 beta, and today it's time for the turn of Southampton. Now for this one, I do quite a few transfers on other ones and look at shortlists of transfers that you might be able to bring in, but on this one, I'm going to pretty much suggest that you kind of upsource and, promote the players from the under-23s and under-18s primarily, but we're also going to have a look at a few signings you might make and a few areas where the youth might be lacking or players that have got potential aren't quite old enough yet to get into the squad. So let's look at the squad straight away. You've got a really good goalkeeper in Fraser Forster. You've got two really good centre-backs in Van Dijk and Yoshida, and you've also got Gardos, Bednarek and Hoet as backups. You've got a brilliant left-back in Bertrand and two good left-backs in Pied and Cedric. And also Jack Stevens and Sam McQueen coming through as youngsters. They've got Højbjerg, who they did sign over the summer, I want to say, or they signed him last year for 12.5 million. Really good signing from Schalke. They've also got the likes of Nathan Redmond, Ward Prowse, and Charlie Austin, who are all English players. The additions of like Gabbiadini, Tadic, who's never really impressed after that one really good season that he had, and other players like Boufal, Romeo, and Lamina, to name a few. Now, the team report suggests there's a lack of quality at left-back behind Riot Bertrand. The only player who can play left-back behind him is Sam McQueen, a youth prospect at the club. That can easily be solved, though, by promoting, where is he now, the left-back? I've just seen him. Matthew Target, there we go. Matt Target, 2.5 stars in terms of rating, can even become a 4-star player. If we compare him to Ryan Bertrand at the moment, obviously Bertrand's going to be a little bit better, but Target has got good aerials, decent technicals. It's just the speed, really, that Target's lacking at the moment, but he's a very versatile player. So, to get rid of that, all you've got to do is promote Target to the senior squad, and you've now got 3 left-backs that can play there. Yeah, we go. It's on. It hasn't updated yet. It still says lack of quality depth, and fair enough, there might not be quality, but they're going to improve as you go on. So, if you look at the start, they're not going to be brilliant, but they are going to improve over time. Obviously, you've got enough strikers, but the trouble is, I always feel with Southampton that they haven't really ever replaced Graziano Pella after he went to China. He was really good for them. And Gabbiadini scored a lot of goals last season, but to be quite honest, this season, he hasn't been able to fire on many cylinders. They've got Shane Long and Charlie Austin who can perform as well. We're going to have a look at a few strikers who could improve the squad and just add to that goal tally a little bit more. The youngest of these players is Moussa Dembele. Now, I've signed him on my Liverpool beta save. He looks like a solid player, can play as a complete forward and an advanced forward, and he's already got 32 goals in his very short 20-year-old career, and you could probably get him for about £20 million. He's played in the Championship, he's also played in the Premier League a few times with Fulham, and it's clear obviously he's a good player because he's come from the Paris Saint-Germain youth development scheme, so, there's no justifying why he's a good player. He would cost you about 20 million, as I said before, but if we compare him to the likes of Charlie Austin, maybe, obviously, a few years older, you've got Dembele, who's better at defending, mentals and aerials, and attacking as well, and over time he would become a better player than Charlie Austin. We've also got Benica Phobie, who is a little bit older and a little bit more established. He scored 60 goals in his time, of course worked his way up the English league, and obviously he started at Arsenal, which again is another great youth development team, which, need no introducing. He's played for Wolves, MK Dons, Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton, Millwall and Reading, as well as Bournemouth, of course, the club he's at now. He's a solid striker, but maybe might get a little bit unhappy at Bournemouth with Josh King and Callum Wilson being picked over him. So you might be able to get him for a decent fee. As you can see, Stoke, Everton and Crystal Palace are all interested in him as well. And he probably costs you about the same amount as Dembele. If we compare him to Moussa Dembele, Phobie's got a better speed, vision, technical and an aerial stats. But they are quite interchangeable, so really either of these two would be absolutely fine. We've also got Lee Griffiths as well, who's a proven goal scorer in the Celtic League. Well, it pretty much is the Celtic League, I suppose. The Scottish Premier League, the Premiership in Scotland, of course, coming from Livingston to start off with. I thought he'd come from Wolves, admittedly, but did sign for Wolves very early on in his career, went out on loan to Hibs a few times and then joined Celtic for 1 million. What a disaster that was for Wolves to sell him. But he's a proven goal scorer in the Scottish Premiership and would be a good rotational option, and maybe if he could get into the team and get into a good run of form, he would be a very good Premier League striker for you. So that's it really for the kind of striker recommendations. If we look at formation, I'd probably go for 4-2-3-1 in the basis that James Ward-Prowse is a really strong attacking midfielder with the likes of Tadic, Højbjerg. Who else have we got? We've got Stephen Davis who can also play on the wing. But if you look at the team report and squad depth, that's probably the easiest way to do it. We've got Stephen Davis and James Ward-Prowse that play on the attacking midfield. We've got Tadic and Redmond and Boufal as well on the wing. And then probably Gabbiadini up front, unless you saw one of those 3 players, of course. Then you've got Romeo and Lamina in the centre positions, and then Bertrand, Van Dijk and Van Dijk again. Bertrand, Van Dijk, and then Hoet or Yoshida as your centre-backs. And then probably Cedric as your right-back, and then, of course, Fraser Forster in the goal. They've got quite a decent bit of depth, but if you have a quick look at their dynamics before we leave it today, they've got Stephen Davis, Shane Long, and Maya Yoshida, who are the long serving players. But Stephen Davis is retiring quite soon, so they're going to miss his leadership as a captain. But if I am right, Ryan Bertrand could be a decent replacement. Not necessarily as a captain, but maybe as a vice. You also got Van Dijk. If you could keep Van Dijk, that'd be really good. Maybe Van Dijk would be a better replacement as striker. He's 17 leadership, and there we go. He wants to be viewed as a team leader one day. So that could brilliantly tie in to him being his captain. Who's vice? Maya Yoshida's vice at the moment. But Maya Yoshida, he's only 28 years old, but obviously Van Dijk a little bit younger. Maybe you want to have him as a captain. Players I'd recommend you keep. Ward-Prowse is a really good player in the long run. Fraser Forster definitely as well. Shane Long, meh. Yoshida, meh as well. But you've got a really good youth development scheme at Southampton. Probably the best in the league. You've got the likes of Josh Sims, Will Smallbone, Kieran Freeman, Jake Vokins, Sam Gallagher. As you can see, there's a lot of players there. Even down to Ryan C, who can all be first team players in the future. And if we look at the under-18s, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, but I will. Oludare Olafunwa, is it? I don't know, but he's only 15, and all of these players have got a real good potential stat and could improve definitely in the future. So, as I said before, 4-2-3-1 on the tactics front, and it'll be very interesting to see how you get on with the Southampton team. As you can see, core social group is quite big, but there are some other players that don't fit in quite yet. But as I've said on all these team guides, really, as you go through the game, that should improve. So that's it then, folks, for the Southampton team guide. If you've got any transfer suggestions, leave them in the comments. If you have got a YouTube save with Southampton, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if I feel generous, I'll share it today in one video. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you at 6 PM. No, this is 6 PM. I'll see you at 8 PM for a Bournemouth team guide, and at 6 and 8 PM every day up until the game's release on Friday. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.